Yep. So I want to do this quick video. I actually want to talk about real estate agents. Okay. So as a real estate agent, I love what I do. I love being able to help people fulfill a dream of purchasing a home, selling a home, renting a home, whatever the case may be, finding some investment, properties, lots, whatever I can help with. I love being able to do that. But it pains me to sit here and talk to a real estate agent, and this is something that actually happened. So a friend of mine linked me up with another realtor and says, hey, I would love you to talk to them and maybe pick their brain or become partners with them. Man, I'm absolutely down with becoming partners with somebody, to level up as a real estate agent. But I don't want to get with somebody that's going to be shady. So this thing starts out. We start the conversation. They work for one company. I work for my company. I'm not going to say either name, but I represent the best company. No, I'm just kidding. But I do love the company I work for. So they're working, and the thing they do to be able to sell people's homes is they just charge a 1% on their end, which is, that's totally cool with me. If that's what you do, that's fine. I'm not charging 1%. I'm okay not taking that. I want to take 3% because I want to do a whole lot of work, and I want to put forth a lot of effort in order to get your house sold, and it's going to cost me money, and it's going to cost me a lot of time. So I do want to be compensated for my time and for the money that I put forward. So with that being said, this individual is saying 1%, but the first thing they said was, I just don't even put any effort forth, man. I don't get a photographer. I don't get none of that. I go through with my iPhone, take some pictures. They're like, this is what you have an iPhone for. They take great pictures. They do. I'm not going to lie. And if you get the new iPhone 10 or X or whatever the heck it is, this is not a plug. I do not get paid from them. I'm not a sponsor. None of that. But I've seen somebody that has one, and those pictures are pretty dope. So straight up, man. If anybody wants to send me a free iPhone X or iPhone 10, feel free. I'll let you know my address. But anyway, yeah, he sells it at 1%, so he gets a lot of deals that way. But selling it at that 1%, it was saying he'll help you purchase, and then the purchase of your other house is going to be the 3%. So that's not even a deal breaker. I'm like, hey, that's cool. That's what's up. That's what you do. I choose to not do that, but he just called me an idiot for charging people 3%. Like, what's the point in that? They would never use your Darrell. You're going to charge 3%, whatever. Okay, there's no need for that, but I'm not going to fault the guy still. And so I said, on my first deal, I ended up messing up something, and I told my client, and he was like, dude, you're stupid. Why would you tell him that? I would just lie. He said, I lie to all my clients. Like, I just want the deal done, and then when they're gone, I can care less. Okay, dude, like, back up, bro. When you talk about lying to the clients, I don't got time for that. Like, now I'm seeing why you do the 1%, why you have the 3% here. And he said he's even willing to move it around and do 1% for both. Like, he's just like, I get more clients than you. I get 180,000 for this year, blah, blah, blah. But this guy is like 7 years in. So if you're 7 years in and you get 180,000, you've been in the game for a while. Maybe you need to make more, or maybe that's the number you're going to make. Maybe that's the number for Arizona. I have no clue. But what I do want to do is make sure that I do all of these deals legit. Make sure I'm 100% honest with every single client. If my client does want to walk away, I don't want to sit here and lie to you. So one of the things that he said was there was a deal that he was supposed to put an offer in on, but he was annoyed with the client because he had a bigger deal going on. So he had the bigger deal. He had the offer in already. Everything is accepted. He's rushing and pushing for all of this stuff. And the smaller deal, they wanted to put in an offer on a home, but he forgot because he's working on this bigger deal. So this one just got pushed to the wayside. So what happened is the client ends up reaching out to him. It's like, hey, what's going on with my deal? Like, I put in an offer. Did they respond? He said, Darrell, I just lied to them. Was like, dude, they had a cash offer, so they're not even going to take yours. They don't want to entertain it. Let's look at something else, but I'll get you next week. Let me tell you right now, I'm going to be dead up honest with you. Like, I honestly forgot to put in that offer, man. Like, That's my fault. I was slipping. If that client wants to leave at that time, I'm going to let them leave. I'm going to let them just go because I, as an agent, didn't do what I needed to do. My due diligence is to make sure as an agent, I'm representing you. It doesn't matter if I have 50 people. If I have 50 people, what I should have done, or if I had a bigger deal that's taking up more time than this little one, what I should have done is sent it out to another agent, took half of that commission or a percentage or whatever the agent wants to agree on, and then at least get that. There's a lot of new agents that are willing to do the work while I still collect this check and then some of this one. Like some of this is better than none at all. So I want to do them right and I don't want to disrespect them. Or I just tell them, hey, I just don't have time. So don't think you're off the wall. Let me make sure this mic is on. Mic check. So don't think you're off the wall if you have to tell your client that you can't really get them in. A lot of times the client will actually ask you, is there somebody else you referred me to? Yo, you still get money for a referral if that other agent is willing to do that and they're not shady. So remember, there's a lot of agents that don't like working on a referral basis. They won't accept a referral. Maybe there's somebody in your brokerage that'll help you out. Maybe it's just not a deal for you. I don't really know. Maybe you might have to actually let this deal go. But the number one thing is just be honest with that client, because that you owe that to them. You need to be honest to them. Don't lie to them. Like being a realtor in 2019 is really tough already. It's probably been tough in the past, but I can't speak on the past because I don't know. I've only been in the game for 2 years. You need to be 100% honest. You need to be able to be trustworthy whenever this client is talking to you. They need to be able to trust you. And then 3, you need to be available to your client. So if you're not available because you're worrying about this one over here, tell them. If they can't trust you, you might want to tell them, look, man, I really don't have the time. If you can't be all 3 of those items, you're not ready for this business. Now, if you're a client, though, and something like your agent is saying that something was rejected or your offer was rejected, you can ask the agent for the rejection letter. Sometimes there's a rejection letter, sometimes there's not. The reason why it would not be is because they just didn't respond to the email. So I sent the email to the agent saying, hey, my client wants to put in an offer. I have all the paperwork, everything available for you, but that agent's client or the seller didn't respond because they don't want your offer. Maybe that agent already, hey, gave them a quick rundown. I do that for my clients. I send them an email and I have a quick rundown of what it is, price, concessions, all the different things, whatever. All the things they're asking for, I put it in the body of the email so my client can read that right off the bat so they don't have to try to figure out a contract. That's a lot. So my client can see it. Boom, 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 boom. They already know right off the bat, and then they just call me and say no. Well, if they call me and say no, I don't have anything to give to that other agent. So that other agent, again, now if I'm saying, hey, you can ask your agent for that paperwork, you can ask, but I can't give you nothing because there's nothing to give. They just didn't say anything. They just, no response means a rejection within the time frame. So be careful as an agent. There's a lot of shady people out here. Don't become shady yourself. Don't fall into that whole little, hey, I got to get this paycheck to pay some bills. I understand we have to all get paychecks to pay bills. This is why we get into the business. It's because it's something we love, and it's because it's great paychecks. You get to meet people. You get to look at homes. You get to get home ideas. There's a lot of different things that you can get from this. But don't be one of those agents that are going to be like, I'm just going to sell at 1%. I'm just going to lie to everybody. I'm just going to make up numbers. I don't care. I'm going to do anything I can to pad this offer to make it close, or this whole deal. Be like, well, you missed the inspection period. I don't care, but I'm going to lie to you. Don't do that, man. That's bogus. Like straight up bogus. Don't do that. I had, just for my last deal that I did, matter of fact, it's getting off topic for a quick second. The last deal I did, the agent was telling me to put $100 in the drawer because my client took a light fixture. Now, you can't take a light fixture because it's screwed into the goddamn ceiling. So please don't go and take this light fixture if you're a client. let me tell you again, if you're a client, do not take the light fixture. Thank you. So, hit the like button. If you take the light fixture, that's a breach of contract. You cannot take those things. But anyway, the real estate agent put in an email to me saying, put $100 in the drawer and we'll call it even. We're not going to say nothing. Again, I just told you, I got to be 100% honest. So I was representing the seller. My seller took the light. I reached out to them and said, you got to put it back, period. That's it. They said, fine. I drove an hour and a half to go put this darn light in when we went back and forth to emails the entire time. Me and my broker, all these little folks going back and forth with the agent and whatnot. The agent puts his buyer on the dang email, takes off all the brokers. So now there's no brokers on this. 2 agents and then his buyer. And that buyer says, I don't even want the light. I don't want it. That agent wanted the $100. That agent was the one being difficult the entire time. That's ridiculous. There's no need for that. A client is buying a house, not $100 or a light. Like that $100 and that light wasn't going to make or break the deal. Stop playing with me. This light, I'll buy that crap for your buyer. Y'all tripping. Hey man, hit that like button. Hope you like the content, man. I want to bring some more. I was over here using this little cool DJ mic. Wicked DJ. Subscribe, man. I got some more stuff. Oh, that's Coleman's right there. Coleman's Barbershop. Yeah. Hey, much love, man.